Welcome to another live Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BPTV studios. Thank you for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us on Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and Nemacolin, all the way out to Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between. Wherever the Verizon hub is, you'll see us. So we appreciate that. Thanks for the likes on our page, Pittsburgh Sportsline Facebook. 6,900 and I think 29 now. So thank you very much for all those likes. What?
22.
That's 12 more than last week.
Yeah. It varies up there. I looked at it a few days ago, so it goes up, it goes down. Like my daughter told me years ago when I was trying to get 50 likes, and I'd get to 50, then I'd go to 49, and Casey, my daughter, goes, "Dad, there's haters out there." I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "They're just liking because you asked, and then they see it and they just get off of it." So I said, okay, now we're at almost 7,000, so whoever wants to hate up. I'm okay with that. We're moving forward. And we got a lot of great sports to talk about. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. I got Smoking Jim Frazier, Chip Hayner, and Nick Callis from Waynesburg. You graduated, and he's on our show, and we're going to have some conversation about it. I got some promos. Just got to share this with you right off the bat. We'll see how this looks in the control room. We got Dan the man. Whoa, Dan's helping out. And we got Anthony. There are volunteers, just like Nick is.
Ooh.
Olive Oil's Pizzeria sponsored us with a pizza and a steak hoagie. Smoking Jim, these young guys crushed the steak hoagie.
I see.
Then they left you a few cuts, and thanks to Frank Fanero, Olive Oil's Pizzeria, I talked to him today. He's doing well. He's honored to sponsor us with the pizza and the hoagie every week. And I said, we're back on Tuesday night. And he goes, how could they have taken you guys off of Tuesday night?
I was asking that too.
And that was his comment. So we're back.
Conspiracy.
And, yeah, definitely. These things happen. I won't tell you the backstory on it, but we're back. But that's another story. Olive Oil's Pizzeria, great Italian food, pizza that we like. Steak hoagie was delicious, and they have salads. They got all kind of different things there, even dessert, soup. They make their homemade soup there, which is great. I've had wedding soup a couple times. I think I even brought soup for Smoking Jim. He might have given it away to a sweetie. That's a couple years ago, so he may not even remember. CTE, not to make fun of it, he's damaged. But check him out, 412-831-1900. I had to get a chuckle out of him before he starts us laughing. All right, each show I end with, please stay Joey strong. Poor Joey's died before his 10th birthday. He was 9 years old. Picture before shows him without DIPG. After he had DIPG, the dreaded brain cancer, they started Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation, 501c3. You can donate money and get a write-off. You can help out with their events. We're looking for their run walk, Joey Fabus Superhero Run at the high school in September. So we'll usually film that. So plan to attend and donate your money then. Next up, another 501c3. Let's see what we do. Look at that control room. Anthony taught Dan to handle this perfectly. Looking great there with me in the background framing it. Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. Everybody knows the red trolley, 2600 South Park Road. Can't miss it. It's a 1905 schoolhouse, been remodeled inside and out, new roof, new windows. The cupola was put up there. The old bell at the high school, which is their old bell, is back there on the roof. And Smoking Jim, you look up and they ring the bell up there. That's what they had for the school. And you know about schools. Next up, Kathleen Miller, needs a kidney, lives right on Boyce Road at Friendship Village. And I don't know if you can pull in, but there's a livingdonorreg.upmc.com if you'd like to donate a kidney, because her kidney function's 17% and it's going down, and she'll need a kidney probably in the next 6 months. So you could try to donate a kidney to her, livingdonorreg.upmc.com. So just go there and they'll tell you what you need to do. And just a very nice lady. She's actually trying to get us a show at the Friendship Village. Have not heard back.
Machine,
Yes.
had your son not blessed you with a kidney,
Yeah.
do you think you would have received one?
Yeah, I was on the transplant list.
So
There's a kidney transplant list. They have cadavers, and they match you. There's over 100,000 on the list in Pennsylvania. It could take 6 to 10 years. I met a lady a week after I was released. I had to get blood tests. 13 years she was on dialysis before she got a kidney.
Would you have been able to make it for 10 years without one?
They thought I would have to go to
I
dialysis,
see.
because that's the battle where you go 3-4 times a week to get your blood purified.
Is that what Kathy's going to have to do?
Yes, she'll have to
Okay,
do that.
okay.
And yeah, I know a couple people on dialysis right now, and it's very painful. It's 3-4 hours a day. They take all your blood out, purify it. It's a whole process.
And me and Chip was right on the same page. with
Yes,
that.
you
We was
were.
thinking
Thank
the
you,
same
guys.
thing.
And I was prepared to be on the list because my daughter has some health issues, and my son just got out of the Navy and was working and going to school, and I didn't want to, I'm a good dad. Do your thing. I'll handle this. And I didn't have any symptoms, where a lot of people have symptoms, won't mention it, but trouble peeing, aches and pains, and fatigue.
Jaundice?
Oh, yeah. Their eyes get a little yellowish and different things like that. So, but yeah, check it out. All right, next. Thanks for the question, guys. I appreciate it. I kept it secret for a couple years, so.
They're not something to make light of.
No, it's life-threatening, for sure. I'm truly blessed. And we want to help this nice lady, Kathleen, out. Very nice to talk to, and she watches the show. So, hi, Kathleen. We're trying to promote you. So we'll get you a kidney. Next up, Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. Yes, they have grant money for you. If you're not a gambler like Smoking Jim Frazier, they have $100 to $5,000 for anything in our community that you're doing and activities you might do, events, anything you're going to help make Bethel Park a better community. Go to bpcf.org. It's bpcf.org. And get your application. I'm a trustee on the board. I'll be able to go back on Thursdays when they do it once every couple months, so I had to miss out the last couple. And if you have a great idea and you need the money to help others in Bethel Park, you can get it. We've given out $1 million in 25 years, and we give out well over $100,000 a year. So check it out. Next up, a little bit of fun. Dave Cable took my smiling face, put it on Uncle Sam. I want you for BPTV, like Nick, like Dan, like Anthony. They're getting more credit tonight than I've given anybody. Mentioned them too many times. Call 412-831-3304. Tell them you want to be like Dan, the man in the control room, Anthony in the control room, and Connor when he's here on camera. Nick's done camera work. And I asked them to step up because what's your degree in?
Communication, Bachelor of Arts.
And we're trying to have him communicate on our talk show. So he's on board.
Fulfilling that goal.
Yes. And again, if you want to do this stuff and you're in high school, start then. If you're out of school and you're looking for something interesting, this is definitely interesting. And we do 500 plus shows a year. So check it out. Then I got to talk about Skeet Service Station 6103. Library Road, Red, White, and Blue Station. They work on anything and everything that runs on gas. Skeets Lewandowski owns it. Nice guy. Bit of a character because he's in boxing and does all those great things. And sorry to mess you up there, Anthony. It just went to my camera. And you can call him at 724-348-4715. Again, anything that runs on gas. Like Chip says, make sure you bring some gas. They do have some extra gas, but bring your own. Any electrical type device, they can work on that for you. and they do a good job. They're very sharp and, just good mechanics, and I vouch for them. So they sponsor What's on Your Mind, Smokin' Jim Frazier.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
There it is.
you got to see
You see the
Levine.
overhand fastball?
And I don't think you gave
Chip
the,
can recognize
I don't
that.
think you I don't think you gave the phone number for Skeets.
Yeah, I did. You
Oh, you
missed
did?
it.
I missed it.
Yeah. You faded out because you got 2 slices of Olive Oil's pizza
I can't
that
wait
you
to
haven't
tear it up.
eaten since
I
2019.
can't wait to tear it up. Well, first of all, I got a question for my man Nicky Boy. Nobody has impressed me as much as Nick. And I tell you what, Nicky Boy, somebody told me that Paul Revere is delivering your diploma, man. I know the mail is slow. When are you gonna get it? Hey, I got a friend of my cousin's that's in the Waynesburg Federal Pen. He got double life, so if he gets born again, he gotta go right back to the pen. But his job is stamping.
Disclaimer. We don't know about
His
the.
job is stamping license plates. Is he doing your diploma too? And hey,
You understand the logic. Let me
Hey.
explain it. These are all Smokin' Jim's opinions. Nick, this is one for your disclaimer show. This is a
I
disclaimer.
want to see it.
Next week. I have it.
Tell him you'll show him yours when he shows you his.
I got a pig's
Chip,
chin.
great point. Great
I
point.
got two. But
You got
hey,
2.
But hey, I tell you what.
Ask them what they are.
I tell you what. My hero in life
Which
is
one?
a guy that Al knows named Dwayne Rideout. And for 20-something years, I thought he graduated just like you. And I found out 20 years later that he never graduated. I mean, so
He's a great
But I-
it's
businessman.
okay.
Hold
I
on.
know you're close
But
within
I
a
did.
year.
I did.
Okay.
That's the whole huge
I
difference.
just want to see. It's been a month.
And a disclaimer, I almost went to Juniata where Rideout graduated.
Yeah, you guys would have
So
been a great
I
team.
almost met him back
The
then.
ladies would have been in trouble in that area. Well, he stayed up at Penn State.
Oh, did he?
Oh, every weekend he was up at Penn State, so you guys would have been State College. Maybe that's why he didn't get his degree. But hey, in
Thanks for
honor
that history.
of LeBron James, number 23, just shut up and dribble. Now that he's out of the playoffs, you guys agree with me that it's time for LeBron to just shut up and dribble, huh, Chip?
Who?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Smokin' Jim, the one stat that bothered me, I'm a LeBron fan, but he won 14 series of first playoff series.
Well, is that
14
good?
in a row.
Is that good?
14 in a row. You know it. Look at how many of your teams don't make it to one game. And this is the first time that he lost one of the first round series.
Oh, okay.
So it could be the end of an era.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's great. Well,
Okay, good point.
He's
We'll
going to
move
play
on.
for some. But here's
What's your other point?
people always want me to give a little stat about Wilt Chamberlain, the greatest of all time. And
Tell
I'm
me
sure
one
you'll
person
agree.
that asked you.
People ask me all the time. Every time they see me, give me a little bit more about Wilt.
Who are they?
Not only did he average 100, not only did he score 100 points in one game,
Yeah.
averaged 50 points that season and 28 rebounds, and he also one year led the NBA in assists as a center. You got to agree, Chip, that he's the greatest of all time, don't you?
He ranks up there.
Huh?
He ranks up there. He's in the conversation
Well, why wouldn't you say he's the greatest of all time?
Because he has his opinion.
simply because I can.
Okay. 'Cause, I mean, before you mentioned championships, you backpedaling on that one?
No. I mean, I think championships are the measuring stick.
So that means you agree that Gretzky is the greatest of all time. Me and Chip is on the same page. Thanks, Chip. But lastly, hey, every show that I'm on,
How many championships did he win without Messier?
Pardon me? Oh, there he go. There he go.
You don't even know who Messier is.
Did he play hockey?
No, it's a disease. It's a disease.
I don't
Messier.
I don't know.
If you got Messier, you got
All
to
I
take
know
2
is
How
shots
many
of penicillin.
championships did he win without Yari Curry?
All I know is Gretzky.
Whoa.
All I
The
know
Grand
is
Fjord.
Gretzky. I know Gretzky
Or
put
Paul Coffey?
He put hockey on the map. That's all I know.
No, he did not. Gordie Howe did.
Didn't nobody watch hockey with Gordie Howe.
Uh-huh.
But hey, Gordie Howe was great with no teeth. Hey, listen, here's the
He
last
had
thing
great
on my mind.
elbows too, though.
Sharpest elbows in the league.
How do I know, right?
That was black
That's
and white.
before your time.
Yeah, that's in black and white film days. Hey, here's what's on my. Here's the last thing. Every
The
show,
last thing was the last
every
thing.
show I'm ever on, soon as I bring up baseball, you don't know nothing about baseball. You don't know nothing about baseball. A few years ago, I told you all
Yeah.
that I see the magic in this young man. Y'all just said, oh, it's just because he got your same last name. I said, no. I see the magic in Adam Frazier. No, you don't. What do you say? He's a utility guy. I said he can play every position. This guy is something special, and now he's about to lead the league in hitting, and everybody in the world knows what I knew 3 years ago, that kid was great.
But even though, who was his name? Freeze.
Yeah.
Okay, he said when he first saw Frazier that he said this kid's going to win a batting title someday.
Really?
But he really did not shine until they gave him a position to play. Ever since he's been concentrating
one player.
solely on second base, has he become
A good hitter.
a league leading hitter. And it's unfortunate that he'll probably be here for about another 6, maybe 7 weeks, and the Pirates will have to cash him in for.
At least you'll have his
boatload
shirt.
of prospects.
So me and Dr. Freeze was the only two to see the magic, man. And that's what's on my mind.
Thanks for tooting your own horn, Smoking Jim. Most of it doesn't make any sense. And the disclaimer I got interrupted on is everything he says is his own opinion. Usually it's not backed by facts because I'm up to 17 verifications of that. So he's eating pizza so he can't reply. Chip Hayner, what's on your mind?
Oh, thank you, Alan. Well, 2 things on my mind. I'll get the first one off my mind. The second one, I'm going to go on.
ahead.
I'm going to go on and on.
Yeah.
I am sick and tired of hearing about that crybaby Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Please, just go away. Don't go away mad. Just go away. That's all I have to say about him.
Thank you.
Secondly, last couple of weeks I've been on a rant about Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
criticizing the pitching, the way they measure the pitches, the way they make it seem like pitchers are throwing harder today than they ever have, which is not necessarily true. And then last week I was railing about the lack of hitting in the major leagues. And apparently what is going on in the major leagues is another full-blown cheating scandal. And the major leagues are going to crack down on the pitchers putting foreign substances on the ball. However they're going about doing it, whether they're putting the foreign substance on the bill of their cap, or if they go like this, take their cap off, and run their hands through their. But apparently, there's substances that are being used, and there's a variety of them.
Right.
It seems to be the one that seems to be the
Main one.
the choice is called Spider Tack.
Whoa.
And what this does is it helps to improve the pitcher's grip on the ball,
That helps.
which helps to increase the spin rate, which makes the balls do unnatural things,
Smoking Jim,
subsequently
that doesn't have a
making the
clue.
ball harder to hit. Now, that being said, and I
Yeah.
think my record over the last 10 years has been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
You're the prophet.
I am not a person that tolerates cheating in any shape or form in any of the sports. As a matter of fact, I frown upon it.
Yeah.
I took a
Chip, I'm with you on it. We're against Smoking Jim and the cheating.
I took exception with Rob Manfred, who is the commissioner of Major League Baseball, not punishing the Houston Astros for cheating to win the 2017 World Series.
Right.
I thought that the Astros should have been stripped of their title. The title should have been vacated, and subsequently people were suspended. Managers were suspended that orchestrated the cheating scandal, who now have jobs as managers in the major league,
Right, it was 1 year.
which is the biggest hypocrisy that I can see. It's almost as hypocritical as allowing Bill Belichick to become the greatest coach of all time when he's been sanctioned 3 times for cheating.
Yeah.
Okay? So applying a foreign substance to alter the flight of the ball, whether it's the spin rate, the
Yeah.
way the ball drops, the velocity of the ball, is against the rules of baseball. And apparently baseball has threatened to crack down on the abusers, which I find interesting because the list of people that seem to be involved, which has not been published, it is pretty well known to just about everybody in the sport.
Sure.
I would expect to see suspensions. I would expect to see fines. Personally, if they're found guilty of doing this, I think they should be thrown out of the game. That's just my humble opinion. But, Rob Manfred doesn't have the backbone to stand up to the union
Right.
and do anything about this. So subsequently, whether or not anything is going to be done, and it's interesting, some of the pitchers that have been mentioned, and none of this has been made public yet,
Sure.
the last couple of outings, since it was mentioned that they were going to be cracking down on these, their performances have slipped.
Yeah.
Their performances have slipped, and they've got it battered around, which leads credence to the assumption that there's something going on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it is apparent that is, and if you watch any of the on MLB Network,
Yeah, we
watch the path that pitches are taking. I'm watching baseballs do things that I've never seen them do before, and I'm a student of the game.
Yeah.
I
Chip,
pitched.
how about the spin rate, since you're talking about what you haven't seen? How about the spin rate has increased so much?
They say that with these substances that you could increase your spin rate by at least 25%.
I'm a bit on the cutting edge with watching that, too, because I'm like Smoking Jim, who promotes if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So
Well,
I don't believe in cheating in anything.
When Pete Rose was caught cheating, betting on baseball,
Yeah.
as a player and a manager, okay, they banned him from the game
Right.
because that's what, and
And he attested to it. He
and,
signed.
and I completely
He signed it.
support that 100%. Anybody else caught cheating? Why should the rules apply differently to them? And I have a feeling that over the next few months that they're going to make a complete mockery of this. But if they want to stop cheating in the sport, they did it with the steroid abusers.
Yes.
You need to drop the hammer on people and let them know that this is not going to be accepted. The game should be played based on the performance of the players, the pitchers, the batters, and their physical abilities.
Right.
And I don't think that that's being done right now. And I think it's affecting the game because when you can have a season where there are far more strikeouts than there are hits,
Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, yeah. I'm
That's
old
what's on my mind.
Chip, I'm old school like you are, and I believe that cheating, and I've been exposed to it my whole life from high school on with cheaters, and that isn't the way to go through it. And I got one on the panel up here for sure. He believes it, and he's a nice guy, but I disagree with him 100%, and I can't agree to disagree because I'm against it 100%. And all of you that are cheating out there, good luck to you. But I just say play by the rules. And, you can push a rule. Maybe there's a gray area and an umpire or a referee might miss it. But then that next time when he gets you, don't come crying like a baby like all these basketball coaches do. But that's my opinion on you. I'd rather see you go by the rules. Was brought up in a referee's family.
You want to
so-
stop it. You know what? Ban people.
Right.
Like look at one of the isn't it interesting how Garrett Cole was one level of pitcher when he pitched for the Pirates.
Yeah.
Then he went to an organization that's
Cheaters.
already been proven to be a cheating organization, and all of a sudden he's all
There
world
was
pitcher.
more. There's always
Correlation doesn't necessarily
more.
prove
No,
a
but
causation.
you don't know the
No.
whole environment of their organization with what they were cheating on. Usually when you're cheating on one thing, you're cheating on 2, 3, 4. Just look at Smoking Jim.
I agree
He's the
with
perfect
Nick.
example.
I agree with Nick.
See, that's
what do
how-
you agree?
that-
What, the correlation?
That proves that he's lying because he says if you ain't trying, you
Nick,
ain't
I never
cheating.
said I support
Nick-
cheaters.
Nick, I respect your opinion. I completely disagree with it.
Wait. Oh.
He thinks they're cheating more than just with pitching or hitting.
Oh.
No, there's more cheating going on than we are aware of now, and it's all going to come to light. And I think you want to fix what's wrong with baseball. Fix the cheating problem.
Well, here,
And
before you
baseball
go,
will take care of itself.
here's what I say to you, Chip. If you change the leaders of baseball, who've been ignoring a lot of this or only pick on certain things and stuff, I say change the people in charge.
But let's not lose sight of the fact the owners are culpable in this as well.
I'm saying anybody.
Because if you're running an organization, you should know how your organization is being run.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can't tell me that you're not aware.
Oh, I agree.
I'm not going to believe that for a
Well,
second.
being a history of baseball, there was so much betting on games in the early 1900s because of the owners owning the players and not giving them pay raises and all this other stuff. But we digress.
Mm-hmm.
I got to agree with Chip's point, and you may find out more with what happened as it comes out over time because these people squeal. And things that happened at Houston, look at their coaches were involved,
We've
and
only
the
seen
players were
we've only
involved.
seen the tip
Yeah.
of the iceberg.
Yeah, so there'll be more out there. I just believe that. And when you don't suspend any players, to me it shows you use them as the shills to rat out everybody to get the ones in charge. And that only put a Band-Aid on this for a year. And look, they're cheating in other ways because technology's there. But we're going to, thanks, Chip. I appreciate that great extended segment. Smoking Jim, no respect for your opinion on that, 100%. Keep eating your pizza. You want to thank Olive Oils for that great pizza?
It's so good.
Frank
Thanks,
said to
Frank.
say hello to my man, Smoking Jim,
You ain't bring no watermelon freezies?
because you didn't come in with me. And they're Italian ice. They're better than freezies. All right. Glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah, not Italian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing.
Depends on the neighborhood you come from, Smoking Jim. Where is it you live? I'm not sure. I forget now. Nick, let's go to your segment. Nick Callis, speaking up. What's on your mind?
Well, I mean, mark it down. Chip and I agree on something that has to do with baseball. June
Okay.
8th, 2021.
What is it? Okay.
Cheating is bad, and foreign substances are not good for baseball. I'll go into more in depth about that during my very important position segment. But
VIP.
yeah, a bit of a history and why that's a rule, not to
Thanks for the
put that on the
tease.
ball. Yes, there's your teaser. And I have to concur with Smoking Jim. It's the first time I've had the Olive Oils Pizzeria pizza in Bethel Park. I like it, and the steak hoagie, wonderful. Go get some. There you go.
There's another endorsement.
It was really good. It was really good.
You know what? Because of that, we'll be getting pizza and hoagie next week,
I
too.
hope so. I hope so.
I guarantee it. I'll pick it up.
All right.
All right?
That's what's on my mind.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that, Nick. What's on my mind is we missed something last week that was on my mind, but somehow I got distracted with disclaiming Smoking Jim on issues and whatever else he was bringing up, and he was swearing that he pitched and played baseball again. But what I wanted to bring up is the legendary basketball coach who's only behind John Wooden, and that's Coach K at the Duke Blue Devils. What a career he's had. What changes he's done. They didn't think he could coach other teams. Look at how he took pro basketball players, made them champs, and just his whole organization from top to bottom. He has coaches out there that played for him, then coached for him, even here at Pitt. So we're reaping some of that, right or wrong. But he's just been a great guy. He's turning 75 this year, and he's stepping down. This will be his last year. So they already have his assistant coach, Shearer, who's going to be the head coach at Duke starting next year in 2022. But what a great career, legendary with what he's done. He's won 5 NCAA championships, and Wooden, I think, has 11, but he's number 2 there. So I didn't want to let that go remiss with all you sports fans out there that know that. And, I come from a basketball family.
And the interesting thing about what Coach K has done is with the way that college basketball has changed
Yeah.
with the one and done. Coach Wooden, he would get guys for 4 years, and they couldn't play their freshman season.
Right.
Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
Right.
won 3
Championship.
Player of the Year awards. Couldn't win 4 because he wasn't allowed to play.
Exactly.
You know, so so he would get stockpile players and be able. Now what he's doing is he's still competitive, still winning, and your team basically changes from year to year. You're not running
He
out.
adapted, Chip.
You're not running out the same 5.
No, that's why I have so much respect for him. He's adapted with the game changing, the players changing, and the whole system.
And that's the mark of a good coach.
Yeah,
You know,
legendary.
because you don't just continue to do things
the same way.
the same way all the time, try to jam a square peg into a round hole.
Right.
You know what you do?
It's
You round
insanity.
the edges. You round the edges on it so
Right.
it fits in.
Or try something different. Smoking Jim, what logic do you have to Coach K?
Did you say Coach K was 75?
He will be.
And not one gray hair. He must be related to Paterno. But this is what I have to say.
Always
This is what I
negative.
have to say.
Always
No, this is
negative.
what I have to say.
Negative.
Listen, the coach for Pitt, I bet you he wish he'd have stuck it out at Duke. He'd have been the next head coach at Duke instead of, turning his back on a great program.
He knew he
to
would.
run the Pitt.
No, he's a
Where he's
smart guy. He actually
smart,
graduated from
smart,
Duke.
he's killing
He
the
knew
program.
that he would have to wait another 4 or 5 or 6 years. He didn't
right
want to
now,
wait.
now next year he'd be the head coach.
Wait a minute. How could he kill a program that was already killed by Kevin Stallings? Kevin Stallings ripped the heart,
away.
lungs,
Good point.
and
That's
everything else
why
out,
I
of that,
said-
out of that program. It
Good
was.
point.
That's
But-
why I asked
but
the
I said-
logic that we're following
I
here.
said at the beginning, I said, stick it out at Duke, Coach K.
You
I
didn't
know he
even know
as
what
old
was
he
going on.
was.
Yeah.
Why would you leave that? You're next in line. Stick it out. Now he wish he was there.
Like you, he was ambitious to do more things.
He's gonna be ambitiously fired.
Well,
be-
you've been there.
Well,
You've
you
been
know
there.
what?
You
Every single coach is hired to be
see his
fired.
logic.
Huh?
Every single coach in every sport is hired to be fired.
I see.
Very few walk out on their own
I
terms.
see Nick Saban just signed an extended deal.
Yeah, but I mean, very few walk away on their own terms. Very few.
And what's your point to this? He's still alive and coaching. So.
There was a black guy a long time ago.
What's his name?
Really? Just one?
Doran Dickinson's uncle.
What was his name?
He coached at Penn State.
Uncle Dickinson.
Uncle Dickerson. This guy was sought after because not only could he coach, but because
I
he
ask
was black.
again, what was his name?
And this guy was at Penn State. He could have waited for the perfect job,
Yeah.
but being ambitious.
You like that word I threw out?
He
Yes,
took- he
I
took
gave
the-
him a word.
He took the Temple job, got fired in 4 years, and never got to be a head coach again. Stick it out. There ain't nothing wrong with being the assistant.
I'd like to shout out to him. What's his first name?
Dickerson,
Uncle.
Coach Dickerson,
Coach.
First name's Coach.
Ron Dickerson. Pretty sure, Ron Dickerson.
Check it. Google
Because
it.
he had a son that played at Arkansas, was named Ron.
Well, okay.
And
Smoking
I'm mad
Jim.
at him because they ain't give him no black name. Doran. Kind of black name. Ron and Doran. Get them kids a black name. So they can hold their head up high.
I haven't done this in a couple weeks, Nick.
Ronald.
But the race card is officially out. And Tony from Chick-fil-A, if you're watching, I didn't hear any messages. The race card is out 35 minutes into the show. Unbelievable, the restraint that Smoking Jim had. Little side note, he was eating 2 slices of pizza, and he bit one finger because he thought that was pepperoni.
I'll play the race card. Helio Castroneves won the Indy 500 last weekend.
I appreciate that.
He won his 4th.
Wow,
What
that's
colors
right.
he-
That's a
what
good
colors
point. We like to cover our sports.
He drives race cars.
Is he black, white, green?
Yeah, all of the above.
Congratulations.
Folks, turn in next February on Black History Month. Smoking Jim will be back.
Is Bubba still losing?
We'll be back. We're gonna hit a little commercial. We'll be back with some fiction and fact. Who knows what with Smoking Jim's Almanac. I can't wait.
Thanks to Al Levine, the the talking machine. We got my main man, the VIP of BPTV, Nicky Boy's in the house. We got Chip Hayner, my nemesis, my Ace McCool, my pride and joy. And I tell you what, brother, I am so proud of Dan the man. He got the best afro in Bethel Park, and we couldn't do it without the guy who's never has a hair out of place. He does it on the ones and twos, makes us look good. He's a one-man show, my good friend Anthony. And I tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, I am so sad that I had to ride past Pasta 2 today and not place an order for my prime rib. But I told myself I'm going to dedicate myself to eat at one Italian restaurant every week until the United States elect an Italian president. Never had an Italian president. I'm not standing for it, Al Levine, the talking machine. And that's going to be my protest. And I tell you what.
Is he going to be from Monroeville?
God's country. We got a lot of Italians in
know.
Monroeville. But I tell you what, and beyond these, a good friend of mine where you brought your truck with the bullet hole in it. But hey, I should have listened to you last week, Chip. I should have listened to you last week. You mentioned a pirate, the new pirate that came on board. I lost 500 last week on the Pirates. I should have listened to you and not bet against the Pirates. Who was the new dude you said?
Brian Hayes.
What does he do?
Everything. He's the new third baseman. Brian Hayes is the real deal. I saw him play Friday night, watched all the games this weekend. That young man is a major league baseball player, and he is a superstar.
All right.
In the making.
I got to check him out. And I tell you what, prayers to our good friend, a good friend of the show, Toon Chilkin just retired to be spelling health problems.
I'm actually friends with him.
Yeah, I'm friends with Toonch as well. And
He's
goes
battling
by Tunch.
ALS.
He actually goes by Tunch.
you don't know about Toonch anymore?
He's been going by Tunch.
Going by Tunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, lunch
goes
with
by
Tunch.
Yeah.
I've been calling him Tooch.
Well,
but
you understand from the neighborhood you come from.
who do you think will get that job now?
Missy.
Missy?
Missy Matthews.
Maybe.
She should.
Well, I don't know.
They should
about
put
that.
a woman in there.
I don't know about that, but
I do know about it.
But I tell you what, I hope when Bill Hillgrove stepped down, that Nicky Boy gets that job, and I'm going to, and I believe that he should be on 93.7
Hold it. He
The Fan.
graduated with his grandson.
I did.
Bill Hillgrove's grandson. He'll have to fight his friend for that job.
Oh, he can you outdrink him?
I don't think so. I have to be honest with you. I
well,
don't think so.
He's a Hillgrove then. But hey, listen, this is what's on my mind. Al Levine, the talking machine. I'm going back.
This is fiction and fact.
Everybody knows that Westinghouse dominated the City League for years.
Big house.
Italian coach, the Imperio.
Yeah.
Got them brothers to play and discipline. And then Bashir came along.
Yeah.
And Bashir, with Mark Hogan and then Major Harris, dominated the City League, took it over, had all kind of Division I prospects, right?
What year was that?
This was back in the 80s.
Okay.
Late 70s, they took
I'm just
Bashir
checking so we
came
can
in.
figure.
And, I'm just going by what I read in paper. Now, 1986 was the greatest year probably in WPIL history. 2004 was close, but 86 had the number one team in the nation, North Hills, until Gateway beat them, and Gateway ended up number 3 in the nation, USA Today.
We've heard that story.
And then they had a team that I think was better than everybody. I'm reading in the newspaper because Darrell Porter.
Which newspaper did you read it?
I can't remember because there were so many at that time.
Pittsburgh Post-Gazette or Pittsburgh Press?
Well, my dad was a little tight with the money, so we only got the Sunday paper.
Because all the coupons.
Yeah, we only got the Sunday paper.
See, I know newspapers.
So I don't know if that was the Sunday Press
Yes.
or Post-Gazette. Was that the Press?
It was the press until 1994 when the press went out.
We didn't have no little
I
white.
lived it.
I delivered the press.
I lived it, yeah.
Well, we didn't have no little white kid delivering papers to my door when my dad was there. He used to go to Giant Eagle and buy the papers on
Smoking
Sunday.
Jim.
He had a tradition.
All kind of people delivered the paper, all
Not my
colors.
neighborhood. Ain't nobody black ever.
And
been
even
in my
women,
neighborhood.
even girls delivered the newspaper.
Well,
I saw it all.
but
I don't know where you lived. Where was that?
And congratulations to Darrell Porter. Now that both of his kids had graduated from college, he's going to get a job now. So congratulations. Darrell Porter was the youngest head basketball coach for a Division I school in NCAA history. He turned his back on $7, $8, $9 million in today's money
Yeah.
to coach his kids all the way through school. So now he's
And how about
he's looking for
Obama
a job.
Academy? He's done well with our friend Monique McCoy.
And she beautiful or what? That's another story. But we'll get this way.
She's a great coach, too.
I'm reading in the paper, right?
Yeah.
Bashir dominating the city in football. All of a sudden,
How old were you when you learned to read?
I can't. Oh, you know what? You only need a fifth grade reading. The newspapers are written for fifth grade
Okay,
reading.
so he may have been in 5th grade then.
That's
We're narrowing it down.
that's not entirely. That's not what I learned.
That's
in school,
truth.
but, no.
That's the truth.
You got to keep it a little less than collegiate, but I don't know about that.
Yeah,
young.
fifth grade. Fifth grade.
All right. Well,
He's known for a little
Let me get through this because I'm be out of time.
We'll be out of time.
So I'm reading in the newspaper. Darrell Porter played 9th and 10th grade
Yeah.
with Major Harris at Brashear.
Okay.
Then he transfers to Perry,
Yeah.
right? The guys from Brashear says, we're going to break your leg. We're going to do this in the newspaper.
Yeah.
It was violent. So I go to my first ever City League high school championship game over at Couple Stadium. I go there. The place is absolutely packed, L. Levine, the
Who
talking
took you
machine.
to the game?
It was so crowded. It was so crowded
Who
that,
took you?
that I stood on the sideline. So L. Levine, the talking machine. Don't forget, Gateway and North Hills are the best team maybe ever, right?
Yeah.
I watched this Perry team. They had a 6'8" quarterback, Ricky Cannon. They had a running back come to the sideline, look me in the eye in the first quarter. He got tackled, named Michael Reagan. He said, I won't get tackled again the rest of the game. He never got tackled again. Darrell Porter was a man amongst boys. He must have caught 4 touchdowns in the first half. Perry made Brashear look like a youth league Pop Warner team. And that's it then. Perry High School was the best high school. That 86 Perry team, undefeated team, best high school football team I've ever seen in my life. And that's what's on my mind.
How many of them are in your Hall of Fame?
Well, Ricky Porter's in it. Ricky Cannon's in it. Dap Porter's in it. And I'm putting Michael Reagan.
Is that Darrell Porter?
Yeah, Darrell Porter.
Because you've been saying Darrell up until Chip asked.
And Michael Reagan slipped me a couple of dollars recently, so he's going in as a running back. And I just got promoted to director of the City League Hall of Fame, so I'm running things.
Breaking news. Brian Hayes, home run, bottom of the first inning, first at bat.
Wow.
Another 250
Against Walker
down the
Bueller.
drain. Another 250 down there. I should have listened to Chip.
Yeah.
I never
he
heard of
told
that
you he's
guy.
the real deal.
Huh?
He only played 1 game, got hurt. Thank you, Smoking Jim. We'll move on.
we're live.
Hey, everybody. You know, in lieu of doing my trivia segment tonight, because we're running a little short on time, I'm going to pass the baton over to young Nick over here so he can go his VIP time. And I'll be back next week with
Strong trivia.
baseball trivia.
All right. Thanks, Chip.
Very important positions with Nick Callis. That's me. All right, so talking about baseball and the sticky stuff on the baseball. So I'll give the rundown of why that's a bad thing, because I know players have said previously that, it's not that bad. You know, it's just stuff. The rules specifically state that the ball's got to stay like pretty much perfect. So like, you know, no stitches wrong, none of the leather coming off of it. It's got to be a perfect baseball, and if it's not, you got to get rid of it, get another one. The reason why you can have pine tar on bats is because bats are used just by each specific batter. So they can have as much sticky stuff on it as they want because they're only using their bat. The baseball, though, however, is touched by pretty much everybody on the field. So you can't have that sticky stuff on there because everybody's got to touch the baseball. So, I mean, if you have the pitcher ruining it and tarnishing it, then that's a problem as well for everybody else who might not want that extra residue on the baseball. So there's that explanation. Now, even so, I'm pretty much on the popular opinion bandwagon. I'm like, well, if people aren't bothered by it or the rule, that's fine. Use it. I don't care. I'm with Chip, though, that it shouldn't be used. And it shouldn't be. I don't think it should be used at all since it's in the rules. I'm just that guy. I'm an umpire. Why are you surprised by that? I'm a rule follower. I'm the guy who enforces
Nick,
them.
if I may interrupt for 1 second.
Yeah, what's up?
You notice how after almost every pitch, the umpires put a new ball in play? You know how many balls they usually go through per game
I wonder.
in a major league
over
game?
100?
I was about 275.
Yeah.
275.
275.
And they have to prepare them before the game.
A lot of pitchers, what they would do is they'd throw a pitch in the dirt to get a scuff on the ball, to get a little ragged edge on it, so they could get a little extra, a few extra revolutions on it. Yeah. And that's the purpose of, the minute the ball hits the dirt, the umpire's tossing that ball out of the game, putting in a new one.
Well, it's surprising, too. The leather on a Major League Baseball is not as high as one on a high school baseball or Little League Baseball, so, it's difficult to throw those as well. So, like I said, I get it both ways. If popular opinion says it should be, it's fine, then it's fine.
Well, they used to even use the catcher would get on his leg guards, would scratch the baseball on the leg guards, even whether he got the new ball or not. They would do that. So they'd give the little scuff, as Chip knows, to get that edge.
But the problem now is that I've heard reports that players are starting to put some sort of glue on the tip of their fingers. So
Chip mentioned what they're using.
The reps per minute, or the revolutions per minute, it gets higher the longer you have your fingers on the ball when you flick it. When you flick those seams, so that creates a higher spin rate, which is cool, when pitchers are dominating, but at the same time, if hitters can't hit the ball, it's already hard enough to hit a baseball, so to put extra revolutions on it, even fastballs kind of tail a little bit when they're thrown because of those
seeing balls
revolutions
do
per minute.
unnatural things that I've never seen them do before. I've seen super slow-mo, and then it's just like,
Sure, but the line's got to be drawn, and that's my take on it. Enough with that. Nobody should be gluing their fingers. You can have your fingers naturally roll off the baseball, but don't use a foreign substance to make that go faster because, again, hitting's already harder than it.
There's a non-pitcher. There's a non-pitcher trying to see how to do it.
Yeah, I don't agree with you, Smoking Jim. I'm sorry, and that's my position on foreign substances in baseball.
Thank you for being honest there, and great segment there. Thank you, Nick. On location, Thursday night, Longview Country Club. They showed some pictures the other day of the river you can see from the club, and they were talking about being out there for a golf event. Paul Alexander showed some great pictures, said they had a great time, raised over $100,000. We're going with the 3rd Avenue Gym. Jimmy asked us to do a show. So Nick's coming along to be cameraman. Smoking Jim and I, we got to wear dress pants. That's what they said. So dress pants. And he offered to get me and Smoking Jim a shirt. So he said, what size? I said XL for me. And I said 4 or 5X for Smoking Jim. He messaged me back, we can get yours, but I can't get a 4X. I said, here's what to do. Smoking Jim's a nice guy. Whatever shirt you give him, he'll thank you, and he'll give it to a sweetie. So I said, that'll work out fine. And he's offering that. And, he even has an area because he wants us to interview sponsors now and some of the boxers. So sponsors might be before the show, and he has an area where we can do interviews. Supposedly they have some area. We'll have to see. I may change it when we get there, but we're looking at interviewing the boxers after the fights for about a half an hour. So we'll do all the fights, and we'll let them talk for sometimes the first-time interviews, and we'll have some fun doing that. And that's basically what we have on location for right now. We're looking at any future type things. There could be a Rivers Casino gig, maybe June or July. So we'll see what happens with there. Smoking Jim?
What time's the fights?
7 o'clock.
7, okay.
We'll be there about 6. You know how I like to be early, Nick.
6:45, Smoking Jim.
Controversy.
What happened?
They took the home run away from Cabrian Hayes. It says here.
Uh-oh. Late breaking news.
It says right here.
What is it?
Cabrian Hayes slicing fly ball had enough carry and hit off the foul pole for a solo home run. Cabrian Hayes homers on a fly ball, but at the top of the second, the score is 0-0. They say Cabrian Hayes flies out, Walker Buehler to Max Muncy.
Wow. How's that even happen, Chip?
Highway robbery. I'm
Yes.
telling you what, I'm storming the stadium.
Thanks for that late breaking
Are you
news.
with me? Are you with me?
Unbelievable. Well, since we're
I
talking,
need the 250.
let's end the show with some Pirate talk. We just got an update from Chip, so it's the second inning, nothing.
And there's no explanation as to why it was
Wow.
that was taken off.
Scorer error.
I need some video evidence. I'll
If
find
it
some
hits
anyway.
If it hits the foul pole, it's a home
fair.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's indisputable.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. He said it hit it.
But anyhow,
Yeah.
let's talk Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates' future
Yeah.
came back onto the field last Thursday. Cabrian Hayes,
Right.
and I will tell you this: this young man is a ball player. He's going to be somebody that's worth watching. If you get a chance to go down to the stadium this year, watch him play ball. It's really a pleasure to watch him play. You know,
No, that's great to
the
hear.
Pirates have a couple of real live Major League ball players: Adam Frazier, Brian Reynolds, Cabrian Hayes. Colin Moran's playing an adequate enough first base. He's back off
He's
the
healthy
injured
now,
list.
so that helps.
The interesting thing about the Pirates this year, last year Kevin Newman, the Pirates starting shortstop, led the league in errors. And this year, to current,
Yeah.
has not had a single error yet this year.
Hooray!
Okay, and
They said he was good. We needed to see it.
and this is in over 50 games.
Wow.
So now here's the interesting thing: is Kevin Newman batted .610 in spring training this year,
Yeah.
and he's batting .210 right now. But I will tell you this:
Wow.
if you're not putting runs across the plate with your bat,
Right.
and you're stopping runs from crossing the plate with your glove, I think that's a fair enough trade-off. And if you're not going to make any errors, it means you're making plays on all the balls that are hit your way that you're supposed to make plays on.
Right.
I'd keep him in the lineup.
Yeah. Hence a defensive guy like Bill Mazeroski that's a legend.
And a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And a Hall of Fame.
And then and then to this day, got to scratch my head as to, I know the economics of it, but Gregory Polanco, this will be the last year you see him in a Pirates uniform.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Gregory Polanco, a likable enough guy, does anything the team asks him. He just can't hit a lick. I mean,
remember
he can't bat his weight.
the rumors of him being one of the greatest, Pirates ever were out of control.
Well, when he came up,
Out of control.
I'm
11
sure
game
Jim
hitting streak
will remember this.
Yeah.
When Gregory Polanco came up, I remember watching the first game. He threw out 2 runners at first base on balls that should have been singles.
Right.
He had a rifle for an arm. And Alan and I were both at the game where he took one of the most awkward slides.
Worst slide
Any
I
of
ever
his,
saw.
where he destroyed his shoulder,
Yeah.
destroyed his knee, and now, I mean,
He's not the same player.
no, if I was running the bases and the ball was hit to him, I would not stop running because he
What
doesn't.
was he hitting last year? 150 or something? 151?
His numbers are horrible,
Yeah.
and they're not going to get any better.
No.
And the fact that he's getting paid $11 million, and here's even the worst part of it:
Yeah.
we don't have anybody in the minor leagues that's playing any better that we could bring up to take his place.
Wow.
That just shows you why it's necessary for the Pirates to trade away pieces this year. And unfortunately,
replace,
as
yeah.
much as I love him as a ball player, Adam Frazier's time on the Pirates is going to be short.
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt about it.
Because I tell you, the team that we could probably pull a nice bounty off of it's the Yankees. The Yankees need a bat and they need a second baseman. So
Right.
they're
And they have
they
money.
traded for Roof Neto Door, though, so I don't know how much they're willing
well,
to
and
give up for another second
we've only
baseman.
got Adam
Yeah.
Frazier. So, he'd only be controllable through the end of next year.
Right.
But
It's a
his
savings.
his his value right now is at its apex.
Sure.
So, it's unfortunate, but that's the state of baseball, and that's the state of the Pirates. I mean, Ben Cherington, he inherited an empty closet.
They're rebuilding for sure.
And there was the cupboards were bare, and
Right.
the only way to make them viable, stockpile talent. Develop it, bring it up to the majors, and do what you can with
You
it.
know how to fill an empty closet, though? You got to spend money on the clothes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Some wisdom.
Fill that up with some veteran talent.
Well, should Smoking Jim, since you got some wisdom here, should he keep betting that the Pirates lose?
Probably.
Depends on how much. Depends on how much he can afford to lose.
$250 a day. He can afford to lose $250 a day. Look, he lost first month of the year $3,000, and he verified it. So I figure he actually lost $8,000 with how he talks. But hey, thank you for watching the show. Hopefully, we were entertaining to you. Thanks to Dan the Man doing the show and Anthony guiding him. Thanks to Nick, Chip, Smoking Jim. This is Al Levine saying, please stay Joey strong.